God, so much happened.
That was a good episode. That was the worst time to
Right,
yawn, but that was a
right.
really good episode.
So do you want to know what the other spoiler was? Right? See when the big fucking stupid doll comes through the fucking wall? That was the spoiler from the trailer.
Why would you?
I know,
any of that?
that was my fucking thing. That was my fucking thing. Now, I'll be honest, that episode had so much shit happening with Jade that I'll say it redeemed that moment in time.
Yeah.
See if fuck all else happened, though, I'd have been so disappointed because the trailer literally showed the fucking bodies getting dragged out and it just showed the 3 dummies, right? And then the next clip was the fucking one busting through the wall. And I went, that better not be everything that's exciting in this episode. That was why I had to stop. Like, the moment I seen that trailer started, I had to stop watching it immediately because I went, that's spoiling everything.
Nope.
I'm like, I bet we fucking saw Jade getting chucked in the fucking hole in the Ankui and them screaming. I bet that's what we saw. Like, that's a separate clip. But yeah, fuck off with your fucking trailers, man. They ruin everything.
That would have pissed
Like,
me off. I actually would have put that episode.
That's why
so
I said
far
to
down.
you, don't fucking even attempt to look at a trailer.
Yeah, that would have put this episode
The trailer,
right down for my score.
well, yeah, my
Because-
score will technically be lower for that, only for that knowledge. So this one, I will fucking annihilate the score probably, but
0.
possibly. But aye, that's like a separate thing. But yeah, that was the trailer. That was the two things that spoiled the trailer, which was the literal opening and what the fuck the doll's about to do. Like, you do not need that in a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you actually
For an
kill.
episode, that's
There's
not needed.
there's only the only kind of people that hype up, right, are the kind of people like currently us that are arseholes on the internet that make videos about the thing. In which case, you get fucking clickbait stuff out really, really early because you get the trailer so early.
you can be like, oh my
But
God,
if you want to
watched
enjoy the show, that honestly takes so much away. Because the thing is, you don't even be like, oh, I wonder how the dolls reanimate. We're in a fucking world of monsters and shit. Like, the fuckers are going to come to life. God damn it.
You also
Aye.
noticed though, fucking all them since it broke the Houston, they've got nowhere to go. That was the only house that was still
Well, that was
fully
the
built.
thing. Yeah, but that was the thing. So like, yeah. So let's. God, how am I even going to do this in a fucking minute rundown? Right. So hey everyone, welcome to To and From, as two Scottish people talk out the episode at the moment we've just watched it.
What episode is this? 5?
This was episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a shit ton happens. A shit ton happened. So let us run through. I actually don't even know if I can do this one justice, to be honest, because a lot happened.
Just give brief.
A lot
brief
happened,
details.
right? So like, let's see if we can do the rundown in a minute, right? Or close to it. We never do. We never have, right? So they pull the bodies out, find out that they're mad fucking skeleton things, or like what you call them, dolls,
Scarecrows.
scarecrow kind of doll things,
Mm-hmm.
right? Jade is having the start of his hallucinations in the police office.
Yes.
Um,
Drugged up.
the veterinarian, every time I say that, she's the MP, EMT. She's having some issues with the fucking broken arm and all that shit.
Who's broken arm?
And then, really, the episode is multiple scenarios of fucking hallucinations from Jade.
Yeah.
Like, but I think we just have to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tabitha's still building a golem. They pushed the things back into the water.
Scarecrows.
The scarecrows, yeah. Victor's dad starts to have a meltdown because he knows that his wife's been devoured.
Yeah, his wife got eaten, but not by him. He was just
Yeah.
devastated.
Done in. And then
Donna ate the marshmallows.
Donna ate the marshmallows. Yep. Then there's more freakouts from the junkie. Then what else happens really? Like, they get Victor's dad back to sleep, and then more hallucinations. I think this episode's just going to be us talking about the hallucinations, to be honest.
Pretty much.
The dolls come to life, spoilers, and then yeah, I think we just have to talk about it. I actually think so much happened that was just one thing, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much just hallucination central.
Basically, it's just hallucination central from almost everyone when you think about it, actually, right?
Yeah.
So people hallucinating in this episode, mega time on Jade, right?
Yeah.
And then, is it Mary? Is that her name? The chick, the junkie chick? She's having hallucinations as well.
Is she not Jade?
What?
Oh no, I'm thinking fucking
Fuck's sake. So she's also having the hallucinations of being
Christy.
chained.
No, that's
That's
the
the
EMT.
EMT. I'm sure it's Mary. I'm going to call her Mary until somebody tells me I'm wrong. So she's having
that.
hallucinations of being chained up again in the dungeon.
Yeah.
But I think it's because she's having contact / possibly just being in the vicinity of the man in yellow, who's probably doing the murmur shit. I think, to be honest.
Maybe it's just he radiates fucking insanity type thing.
Yeah,
that makes
like
him-
he's just like
Like
a
touching
bubble
it
of
made
it's like
it
he's like a
activate,
bubble
but-
of negative
Yeah.
negative aura, basically, right? So like they are the main two having hallucinations. Then technically Tabitha starts having visions, which I'm going to call hallucinations because it's all part of the whole same picture. And she has some things happening with her whole shit. So I think for the easy part is let's rattle out the side stories, because I think this episode only really has three. You've got Jade's the main story,
Yeah.
I think, but I think the side stories will be the man in yellow in the fucking medic house.
Yeah.
Right, that's like its own story. Tabitha and that
At
going
the
out to
farm,
the farmland is the second
Yeah,
one,
I'd say
and that's
so.
genuinely it. And then the main story being Jade.
Yeah.
Like I feel like is that genuinely everything that happened? Technically, Victor and his dad would be like the closest to a side
I
story.
think that's better.
Let's just rattle through that. So basically, the dad is not having a good time because he's
Yeah.
found out that his wife has been killed, but then
But
also eaten.
Yeah. Which,
And
to be
which
fair, that
and
is
which
kinda
scenario we also don't know. Like so that's its own kettle of fish.
Yeah.
So that's the main side story for that one. Because other than that, he basically just,
He just
starts to
drinks.
have a drink,
Yeah.
and then he kind of just goes off the rails. But on the plus side, Victor does show the picture to Kenny, which means more people are getting more information,
About a man in
and
yellow.
especially because there's a man in yellow floating about.
Yeah.
This feels like the most fucking prevalent thing to be needed to showed about. So I think that's quite cool. The other tiny side story, I guess, from Colony House would be the fact that what's her name, Fatima's still
Fatima.
building the fucking golem.
Yeah.
Now it's got a head, and then Kenny's like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I called you a psycho." Well, she's building a golem inside the house. You know,
Psycho.
like it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's like the most sort of run of the mill side story
Yeah.
stuff.
Mostly just kind of, I don't want to say filler, but filler.
Yeah. So then, Man in Yellow side story obviously will include Randall and that, and Julie, but technically
Yeah, we
they do
did forget
fuck all.
that.
They do one scene basically, but I think it's a throwaway scene for those two, mega scene for Man in Yellow
Yes.
for two reasons though, right?
Because he looked full on interested. Like,
Yeah.
not I know this where it's going to go. It's, huh?
Aye, what's going on here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're having a bit of a spat about the fact that Randall's basically like, listen,
Relationship
you
spat.
keep having a fucking seizure every 2 days. It's not healthy. You're frying your brain. So he's worrying about her for that side of things, while she's only worrying about the idea of figuring out the story walking,
Yeah, aye.
essentially. So that one little segment was basically them just having a bit of an argument. But the man in yellow inside the girl form is like walking about.
Yeah.
Now she's had her fucking arm re-splinted, and she's just walking about and she's having a good time, and she sees them having that argument. But as you said, he looks interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's for two sections. The first section being when he comes into the world, he does say to the priest before he kills him, like, this is when it all gets good because they all start to fucking hate each other or something on those lines. He says something
Yeah.
about the whole fact that like the
When they
town
start
starts to
tearing
fall
themselves
apart.
apart, yeah.
Tearing themselves apart. That's it. So like I think this is just like the obvious signs of they're starting to have fallouts. We then see Christy and Mary having fallouts because she's having obviously her
Yeah, she
hallucinations and
chained
stuff.
up in the ambulance first.
Yep.
Was like, oh no, nothing happened.
Aye,
Which annoys me again.
Here's the things for you.
And
like-
then it happened again.
and then it
she
happens again. But at
finally was
least,
like,
but I
oh.
think at least when it happens right in front of her, where she can see it, and her eyes were rolled back and everything.
Yeah.
Like she
I
was
mean,
in
yeah,
full
she-
hallucination, like full like in chain mode. So like that happens, but again, aye. So basically, like that was the Man Yellow's sort of whole aura side of
Yeah.
things been doing that. But the other thing as well is, I wonder if the Man in Yellow at this point in time doesn't fully know how to story walk.
That's
which
like,
her-
yeah, but in the same boat with
Yeah.
that, that's
So
this. I feel like that is going to be the he. This is how he finds out about the ruins,
yeah.
and then finds out how she's done it, but then he perfects it type of thing.
See, I still think if
Because
I'm
she
being
seems to
honest,
look like she's just running through it, while he just is like, oh, it's nice to catch up with you again type of thing. Like,
I think I think he's just like super confident, right? I actually think he's just following all her timelines. So I don't actually think what I think it is I don't think he knows how to actually time like to story walk himself, but he knows how to do the act. But it's like the equivalent of like
it's just his random jumps.
it's no. I'm trying to think. It would be like so like take it as story walking, right? It's a storybook, right? It would be like me reading a book, right, and getting to page 5, and then I stop, right, and then I leave a bookmark, and then you open the book and you just start reading from page 5, right?
Yeah.
So like he doesn't actually know what the story is that's happening. He just knows what's happening when he comes into
He
that
just knows
point.
the start of the chapters.
Because she's going to start leaving bookmarks,
Yeah.
basically in the book, right? Like this written stuff. So like when he comes in, he goes like, because when he came and killed the dad and stuff like that, he's like, oh, it's good that we're catching up and
Yeah.
shit like that. But I think it's literally he's catching up. So he knows what point of the book he's in, because he's read that page, right? And so he might be like, oh, this is the bit where I killed the dad. Or when he comes in, when he meets the priest, for instance, and reading that page, he goes like, oh, this is when I came into the town,
Yeah.
right? But it's not him writing the book
Aye.
per se. I still think he's an entity out.
He reads
like,
the first page, but not the rest of the chapter.
yeah, he's able to read like the page that he's on, but he
Yeah.
can't read the page after.
Aye.
Because that's what the story walking is essentially. Is the book has been all written, it's finished, and now Julie's jumping from page to page in different points of the chapter.
Julie's
trying
able to
to
read the
read-
full book.
She's able to
but
read the
he's
full
not.
book.
He's able to
I
read.
will say this now though. I think the sad part of this is going to be I don't think the book can be changed.
Yeah,
I think the book might actually be finished, and we just don't know it yet, and they don't know it yet.
mean, at the same time, yes, I think it's finished, but I don't think like the entity and all that know that it's finished. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't know it's.
yeah.
I'm hoping it doesn't just end with the good guys win, but like
Oh, how not?
I don't know, fuck them. They're
So,
shit
like,
talking.
but like things like that, it's
But,
such as like a kind of easy one. Like I think that's its own kettle of fish, which is just
Yeah.
he's starting to, the man of Yale's starting to figure out all this shit happening that he's now going to be able to do. Because he knows. I mean, because at the end of the day, he touched Mary's arm, and she has a fucking full-on hallucination
Yeah.
that she's in the prison. That I'm now thinking that's where he's put them. So I think he's the one that's putting them in there.
As in like training them up.
Yeah,
Huh.
because we don't really know who chained them up. They just get kidnapped, did they not? Did
I
they not just
mean,
disappear or some shit? I can't remember
so
exactly what happened.
when the fucking doll like made the spinning ballerina, it was they all just started seizuring on the floor with white
Yeah.
eyes, and that was it. And that teleport, like this, the body stayed in the town.
Aye, but their
mind-
consciousness ended in a different point, which I think's his kind of wee bubble realm,
Yeah,
something at least like that. So like I think when he was able to touch her, he was able to send her to like into that realm within the
Yeah.
realm basically. So like that's the small things.
I mean that's
happening.
why I'm thinking he actually is the one that radiates the kind of the anxiety, the scare. But when she touched him, it was like, do you know how it's like like say you can smell something, but then like if it touches you, it can go into your skin faster type thing. Like it absorbs,
Yeah.
like that kind of
Aye.
looks with him.
I think it would be like the equivalent of like no, I mean you get like I don't even know how to describe it actually. It's a
yeah.
kind of tough one. Like I think it would be like here's like an aura, right? Like here's a bad smell,
Yeah.
and it would be like taking smelling salts, right? From a distance, you go, I can smell that's in the room,
Yeah.
and then you huff a wee bit to your nose, and it fucking knocks you
You're
back
like,
17
"Ooh."
steps. And you full on and cooey the shit out yourself. Like I think it's something like that. The moment he touches her. Like the
Yeah.
arm, the actual contact happens. I think
like
that's like
smelling salts.
that's like immediate fucking. You've went from 0 to 10
Yeah,
on the
that's-
fucking Richter
yeah.
scale. Like yeah, I think that's what happens there. But I think that was basically it. Yeah, the
And
dad stuff. Yeah,
There
their
is
stuff.
something we're missing. She is still playing up the Christian act and being like, "You're a prophet,"
Yeah.
and even like fucking Mary's just like, "No, just give me drugs."
Mary's just like, yeah, fuck this shit. I don't need your fucking bullshit. Like, I'll snap your other arm.
Yeah.
Like, that whole thing where she plays up to being like the kind of like the Christian side. But again, I think the bit that I couldn't really get behind was the fact that I know that we know it's the man in yellow, right? But the man in yellow has to do way fucking more to blend in. If I'm being honest, like he's really shit at that because she's watching somebody having a seizure and she does literally nothing. She didn't even show emotion on the face, and then when the fucking like Christy comes in and starts helping out, she does like fucking crack a weird smile, like the
Yeah.
fucking evil smile, and you're just sitting going like, you would. I mean, I know somebody would if I see somebody having a seizure, right? I can still clock the other shit happening in the room,
Yeah.
right? And watching a wee creepy Christian girl fucking smile at me
Yeah.
while I'm watching my pal have a seizure, right?
Yeah.
Is right up there on a what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it feels too. Do you know what it is? It feels too obvious, but I think it's possibly just to annoy the viewers
Probably.
because it's so obvious that he's the one doing it. Like I think it's
I mean,
something on those
yeah.
lines, and I hate it. Only because
get a
I wish
feeling
it was.
you're
I
right, yeah.
wish it was more subtle, personally. Just
Yeah,
because I
like-
don't need to know the man in yellow going, ha ha ha, ha, made her have a seizure. Like, I don't need to know that. Because
Even
I'm
if she
sitting
like
going,
backed up and smiled,
yeah,
like kind of like pulling away from
even
it.
if she just
It-
kind of went, oh my god, what's going on? Like, just some form of
Did
human,
somebody push you?
some human reaction was all that was needed to that scene to make
Yeah.
that be like really in the moment. Otherwise, I was detached from it a little bit, being like,
To be fair, maybe he just never learned
well,
human cues
to be
correctly.
fair, that is a thing, right? Like, it could just be completely socially inept.
Yeah.
But at the same time as well, I'm
Autism
sitting going like,
awareness.
aye. But at the same time, I'm still thinking like, there's a scenario there that says you would not, somebody else would notice the cue because she's
actually
not.
think that now. It's because
It probably is that he's never.
he's
like,
never stayed around long enough to actually learn
Yeah.
social cues, so he can act and stuff like wee bits.
Aye,
But when it comes to like being like,
actually human,
yeah,
he's not got that ability.
like
which
having
is,
empathy and all that, he
potentially.
doesn't know how to
But
do
it
it.
should get him caught faster. Like that should
I
have
mean,
been.
that might be how.
That should have been no, but that fucking scene should have been where it all went tits up for him. Like, why are you smiling
eh,
at my pal whose eyes are literally rolling back? You know. But aye, that was basically all that happens for them. Like
Yeah.
the story really just comes down to Jade having the hallucination.
yeah.
And I think
Well, side story.
I don't even think it was. I think it was the main story, to be honest.
Oh, sorry, Jade.
The
Sorry,
side,
fuck.
aye,
Aye.
Jade, the side,
keep
the
getting
only
Jade
other
and Mary
side
mixed
story
up.
would be the fact that Tabitha, with her her hallucinations, she has the scenario. They have the scenario where they're at. They've pulled the bodies out. That turns out to be these big fucking dolls,
Yeah.
which is creepy.
That
Again,
started as small dolls.
I started as small dolls, and then they absorbed all that water,
That's it.
Right.
Hydrate, motherfucker.
and then and then they get bigger as such. They're then what's in the water,
Yeah.
and then they bring them out. Obviously, they then Donna then very fucking comfortably says, "Put them the fuck back in," like because
Yeah.
they're clearly there for a reason.
Yeah.
So they fill them with fucking stones and shit, and then they pushed them back out. It didn't look like they were going to sink, but we're going to assume they sank eventually.
Yeah.
And then that night, they're in that wee cabin.
Yeah.
They've obviously got the stone up, so they think they're safe. And then all of a sudden, like the
music.
fucking Iron Man fucking busts in after they
Not
hear the
even just
music.
the Iron Man, the fucking the music hits in.
Yeah,
You're
they hear the music.
it's a
Of, like,
child
it,
like
do you know?
singing.
Do you know the worst part is it gave. I immediately was thinking, like, I knew the technically what was going to happen, but if I wasn't in that mode, I was like, is there fucking mermaids in the water? Like, I was genuinely thinking, is there mermaids in the water, and that's like a siren song that gets people to
But it's
walk
the
in.
opposite. It's the fish up top and
Aye. So like,
the legs at the
but
bottom.
yeah, sadly the trailer fucking spoiled it for me. So I was just waiting for the fucking Iron Man boots in the wall and fucking annihilates.
Oh yeah.
Aye, fucking annihilates the wee
Fucking
guy.
Kool-Aid
who
Man.
would- aye, Kool-Aid Man's. So the first one fucking, because basically Donna then sees Tabitha being like, "What the fuck's going on?" She's like, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
As such, and what happens is basically she has a small wee vision of her screaming because she says that the man in town didn't like the dolls because the dolls gave him nightmares.
Yeah.
So the man takes the dolls and yeets them into the water, right? But then it never actually says if the man stopped having nightmares, to be fair. It just says he dies.
I mean, it's
So, like,
technically stopped.
So I'm sitting going like, do the dolls just come back out of the water and fucking stab him up? I don't know what they do. Like, it's
I mean,
fucked.
yeah, it doesn't say how that guy
It doesn't say how he
but-
dies. It just says he dies. And then
But
the
to
dolls
see-
obviously then fucking come after Tabitha
As a kid.
as a kid.
Oh, what is it?
Right.
Is it Engine? The
Aye.
tribe?
Yeah, I
Aye.
think that's what it is.
It's something like that, yeah.
Aye. So like, they come after her, and that's where you see the scream when she's the wee girl in the fucking
Yeah,
woods
with the big red
with
rock.
with the big red
And
rock.
it comes down.
So now we know what the scream is, because what it probably is they fucking dolls have grown up.
Which
and
was
the-
a while ago that was shown as well. That
Yeah.
was a season or two ago.
Aye.
like,
So now we know what that sorry, that
Like
hallucination,
memory, yeah.
memory side of things is. And what it really comes down to was, we're going to say this bit now, but then it's going to tie into when we talk the Jade stuff kind of thing. Because obviously Jade basically gets one segment, we'll say, which is he just says, "You die, but Tabitha has it worse."
yeah.
Right? Which I'm assuming is going to be Tabitha has these dolls after her the whole time. But it must just be that this must be her nightmares and shit like that coming
all
to
them.
like life,
Yeah.
basically. So in that life, it must be the dolls. It might not always be the dolls, but I'm going to assume it's probably the dolls.
No,
but-
think
but-
about that.
What?
I mean, if I remember correctly, she was like, I had many nightmares. Didn't say just the one thing
Yeah,
though.
spiders and shit.
Yeah.
Aye, there's so many things where it's like, yeah, that's
So she's gonna have it worse
Every-
because she's gonna fuck.
every instance
Yeah.
of her in every cycle she has a nightmare that comes to fruition basically.
I
As
wonder if
such,
it's just one
which
after another because she stays.
it might
Well,
be.
he gets like killed or like whatever happens, till he dies, and that's what makes it worse. She has to go through like seeing every single one of those nightmares.
Possibly. Well, it depends.
Because that would be fucked.
It
Like-
depends how her illusions. Oh god, cut that. It depends. It depends how her story works though, as such, because the way it was described with Jade as such was basically the town kill him, but she must die to these things as such.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, when the doll grabs the other guy that was there
Yeah,
and it
he was
rips
one
his
of my
fucking
favourite
it
characters.
rips,
as well. Fun episode.
I was so happy with him until he get his fucking
Yeah.
entire bottom jaw ripped off. But then the doll stuffed its fucking hand into his throat, and I was like, "What's it reaching for? What are you going for, doll?"
It's like that's not how you use a puppet.
Yeah,
It goes
that's
up,
the
yeah.
it's the reverse puppet. So like, it might have been because of all the shit he was talking. Maybe he was trying to push it out. So like that doll fucking gets him right,
It's
then-
the second one that fucked
and
me.
then
I was like,
the second one goes after the other girl that's with them, who I can't remember what she was called at all.
yeah, Ginger.
Paige or something like that, I think
Yeah.
it was. And basically, she's hiding in the woods. Now, to be fair, I actually thought the monsters were going to grab
Yeah.
her, to be fair. I actually forgot there was fucking 3 dolls at play. But when that doll comes up, it grabs her and it drags her into the fucking bit of the settlement. And then it fucking whams her face into the fucking...
Like fucking
into the fire, the embers and shit, right? And I'm like, holy
like the
fuck.
fucking hound as a child, just fucking
Yeah. Fucking sizzled. Like, mental shit. And then obviously fucking... Fatima's man, whose name always escapes me every time. Ellis comes in and fucking bats it with like a tree of God, and it fucking takes a hit.
The thing is, though, I think you were right just after you were like about like how you have to be brave.
Yeah, because
And when he was brave and smacked
Yeah.
it went down.
it goes down. Like it
fucking-
takes the hit basically,
Yeah.
right? And then the next one, we'll just say it walks off because it gets burned and it walks away.
Yeah, it looks at
Right.
itself as it's on
Yeah,
fire and just goes,
oh
I'm
jeez,
going to wait here
well,
and
this is
just see
gonna
what
be a nuisance.
happens.
And then the other one gets behind Donna, who's with Tabitha and Ethan,
Yeah.
and with it grabs her, it goes to fucking do her in, and then
yeah.
Tabitha takes the fucking skeleton fucking
The totem pole.
the totem pole and stabs at a bastard, and then it just dies on the spot.
Yeah.
Which is why I clicked immediately and I goes, it's fucking nightmares. So it's like, if you combat the nightmares by basically saying you're not afraid, like they basically have
I'm
no
not
fucking
afraid
power.
anymore.
And I can't remember, it kind of put me in mind of like the boogeyman or some shit, where it's just like the guy, if you know that shit movie, he's sitting in the chair and he just goes, scare me all you want, pal, I'm alright now. And then the thing just fucking dies and it fizzes out. It's a shit movie, don't watch it. Like, but I think that's
10
what
out of
it is. Because then what happens is the other monster, the other doll, is standing in the kind of wee centre of
Yeah.
it,
Still
all
on fire.
and
He's still looking
it's just
at
looking
his
at them, but it's looking at them, right? Now, first of all, I thought, oh shit, the monster's behind them now,
Yeah, that would be
and I thought, because the thing is, these nightmares are just a totally separate issue. Like,
Yeah.
So there's a world where like they don't fuck with the monsters, for instance.
yeah.
but
it seems like all the monsters
think,
don't fuck
Aye,
each
they
other.
seem to have their own like fucking like objectives
Yeah.
as such, and they don't seem to cross.
'Cause
But
it's-
basically,
yeah.
like, the thing's sitting and just watching them, and then it walks away. Now I think it walks away because I think it's just seen one of its mates getting stabbed up by Tabitha, so she's probably still scared, but not scared enough to act now, and they know Ellis will bat the fuck out of them. So I think the idea there is
It's like we made it in
they
London.
they're only like, we'll say like invulnerable, for instance, right? If the fear is the scenario,
Yeah.
right? So the fear's the scenario, because if you think about it, right, the first one, right, goes and grabs the guy, right, and then Ellis tries to grab it off and it just bats him away because he's
Yeah.
probably still shit scared.
I mean, yeah, it's
in,
like just
in that
blokes on a
moment,
fucking wall.
he's shit scared, so it still has all the power. But then when he sees the other one dragging the girl into town, into that centre
Yeah.
of the
He's
wee
like, I need to
settlement,
do something.
he's like, I have to do something, which means the fear has been overridden by
Yeah.
the action needed, which is why it takes the hit and just goes fucking down into the
Yeah.
fire. Like,
Which
so,
is then confirmed
which
with.
yeah. So I
but
think those. So we now know there's still 2 of them. I'm going to assume the one she stabs dead. I'm just going
Yeah.
to make that assumption and go with it from now on. It also, in my mind, and I don't know if other people agree, it did actually look like it was smaller. At least
Aye,
in
we're
my view,
saying,
I
aye.
felt like it looked smaller now that it was dead, and I don't know if that is something like or they make it, it's like, because if you're in fear, right, everything's
everything looks-
bigger,
yeah.
everything's worse than it is. So like, are they actually bigger, or were they actually just slightly smaller dolls, as such?
I mean, it could be in the morning, it just turns into a small
Yeah, it
doll
could just be
again.
a small doll.
Yeah.
Aye. So I'm like, yeah, there's something to that. And then that was basically their story. The only thing is though, right, it leaves you on a real fucking cliffhanger because there's now they're now in the woods.
Yeah, which the thing is, it's like a was it a days and a half walk away? I
Yeah,
said.
it's
So
not
it's like-
close.
How not in a stupid way, but like how close are the monsters really? Because like we know the caves are nearish town, but not too near. Is it like like a straight walk for them, and it's like 20
Yeah.
minutes we're there?
Okay, I think
That's-
I think it depends on how
like-
big the cave system is, I guess.
Yeah, because it's like in my head, it's like all the monsters have their own objectives,
Yep.
but they have their own place as well. So like the monsters have the cave and they come
Yeah.
out at night, but then these monsters, once they came out the water, they have the hut and
Aye,
that
they're in that
that's
settlement.
their territory.
Because that's the thing as well. Like technically, they could all be confined to their own settlements.
But that's what I'm thinking.
Because
it's
there
like
might be
a-
multiple camps and multiple like different, like every cycle might have its own encampment. So not every cycle goes to that town in the centre. For instance, because you might find like because why is there a fucking settlement in the middle of the fucking woods, right? Because you would have a fucking settlement near the water source.
I mean,
which
that
just
isn't
makes
road, so
sense.
it's like it's old.
Is there a road though?
That's how they got into town.
Is it though? No, but no, that's man made though. That's what I'm saying. Every cycle though could have its own settlement.
Oh, like
Like
okay.
so that settlement, for instance, was just the wood huts and shit. But obviously, clearly against the fucking monsters, probably didn't do a great amount because they didn't have the talismans back then. So
Yeah.
things like that are in play. As such, there might be like multiple other. I mean, because then if you take it as well, other settlements would be the fucking stone ruins and shit, right? You've got lots of different like spots that had like potential human inhabitants.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
but-
I'll basically just
so
say
like
I'm sticking to it. Each have their own territories. They can cross over, but it's like you cross into my territory.
it's
if
like
I see
it's
you,
like the
on
mafia.
site.
It's like
Yeah.
the mafia owning different parts of the street. Like
Yeah.
they all own sections of the city, but it's still one city.
Yeah,
Like that probably is it.
and they
To
all
be
just
fair.
pay towards the one big boss, the big.
Aye, this one whatever entity that we don't know where it is yet.
Yeah.
So then we go on. Let's just now dive into the actual story of the full episode, which is just Jade tripping Boz forever.
Yeah. Ultimate
So, like-
fucking trip.
So they're in the police station, and he starts to see the sign that says answers that pointing this way, as such, which I thought was genius because initially I was
Really?
going to ask, like, here is that a sign we've actually never seen before, and they've just never looked up.
Never
But it's not. He's stripping it.
It says vacancy. I'm pretty sure.
Aye,
Originally.
it says vacancy, which would be like the fact that his mind's empty because he doesn't remember yet.
Yeah.
Like, is basically what it is. Like his mind is vacant.
I wonder if it gets to 47, it just turns off.
Maybe. Maybe. So they go into the woods, right?
Aye.
And then he sees a small boy who he then remembers as him as a 12-year-old who was playing music for his gran that was
playing
dying.
the violin.
Yeah, so we know he plays the violin, which we already knew because he plays it before. But
And he
like
speaks French, which
he does
just
speak
fucking
French,
took me
which
out of
is
it.
aye, that also tripped me up a bit because I didn't really know that. But like aye, he basically has this memory where he's like, I played until my gran died because if I stopped playing, I had to accept that she was dead basically, and I'm like, aye, that's
It's
okay.
fucking. That's actually
Yeah.
really good writing. I'm not even gonna lie. Just having it where it's like, I know as soon as I stopped, that's when she was finally gone. But then
Yeah,
I felt her leave,
I was going to
and
say,
it's
but he
like-
does say that she felt her leave the room.
and it's just like that fucking hit. I was like
Aye.
that. It's like how to fucking show like how fucked that emotion bit was for like that kid, but Jade at the time. But he's clearly suppressed that.
I was gonna say,
like
yeah.
memory. I was like, perfect, because it's like he does say he's like, show me what I want to know. I was like,
Aye,
to
he's-
show me something, and it's like you don't really get to choose.
Yeah, you
what
don't get aye.
shows.
But what then happens is he then goes and he goes right no, but he kind of goes like show me fucking relevant shit, and then one of the fucking people from his visions previously with the big fucking pickaxe in his eye comes out with a big skull again and is just going Ankui, and the kid, Boyd says, well, fucking drink the
Drink
fucking
the
juice,
fucking
like
blood."
drink the Kool-Aid, mate, get it done. But then the fucking child, his child version says, don't drink it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, fuck it, and he drinks it anyway. And then the kid, like he then turns around to the kid, basically just like the kid was like,
You
you're
fucked
fucked up. You don't
Fucked it.
get, you basically don't get to pick what you see now,
Yeah, you
because
get
you
it all at
you
once.
just get you're just going to get hit with everything, which is a kind of weird one, because I wonder if that's another one of those kind of my blood is your blood scenarios. I feel like that still comes up a bunch of times,
I mean, yeah, I think
which would be like our blood is your blood to Jade would be like you get all the memories now because you don't get to specifically ask.
so.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's a
that's
reincarnation thing.
that's what I think.
So like
It is kind of
because
skipping
so like
quite a bit, but at the
Aye.
end, yeah,
yeah,
just
but well, it's just I mean his blood. It's your blood, so
Yeah.
he gets the memories, and he's then. But he knows he's reincarnated.
yeah, but
But he doesn't know how many
without me
memories
jumping
he's gonna
straight to
get.
the end,
Aye.
which is the problem.
Yeah.
I'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
so then after he does that, they wander more in the fucking woods, as such, to the point where they get to the colony house essentially, and we're pretty sure they're actually at colony house.
Oh yeah, he does
like,
say
because he
he's
does say,
basically
you here?"
yeah. He's
All he
like,
says,
you're
"Are
right
you here?"
outside.
And he goes, "Yes," right. And basically, we see Christopher,
Yep.
who was the past incarnation. We then see the man with the pickaxe thing through his head. We see the Civil War trooper dude,
Yeah,
and then we see some cunt in a suit under a rock.
Yeah,
Right now, immediately, I was kind of hoping that this was the only cycles we have, but then the
Yeah.
fuckers ruined it for me, and they go this and many, many more, which
yeah.
means we genuinely do not know how many cycles there's been anymore, like
But I
at
think
all.
both of me and
But
you agree.
It's
If it's-
47.
Well, maybe, but
Damn.
that
Fuck.
those cycles that they did show are ones that something happened, like they got
Uh-huh.
far enough
Yeah.
to learn something.
The one, oh my god, no, we're so stupid. We're
What?
so fucking
What
stupid.
have we
It's
missed?
not even that it's just they learned something. Those are all the fucking cycles that remember.
That, yeah,
That's so fucking. That's what it is. Yeah, it's those are all the cycles that actually get on the chain of remembering.
and each one like probably adds an extra, no, adds an extra bit, remembers their step, and then their step gets
Well, yeah,
added
yeah.
on, and it keeps going.
Do you
And
know
that's
what?
why
Do you know what it'd be kind of like actually? Right, it'd be kind of like the fucking Avatar, right?
with the
Where like,
fucking
where
yeah,
like,
spirits.
aye, you can talk to the previous form and shit. So like, fucking Aang talks to Ryoku and shit like that, or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
And then like it is
Oh,
that
God.
kind of style where like you can talk to the previous one. So like
Yeah.
the Civil War one, for instance, could, I mean, in theory, right, they are saying there's so many cycles, right? So there's a bunch of chances, right, where you don't know how many in between steps there is anymore, right?
yeah,
1,000
like-
cycles could have happened between
yeah.
Christopher and Jade, for instance, and you'd
Aye.
never fucking know. Technically,
It's
we're
just a
going to
kid getting
technically
killed.
though,
Off screen.
we're going to assume within reason that it has to just be a single cycle between them, as in they are a cycle after one another, only because Victor's dad Henry is still kicking about, and
Yeah.
obviously Tabitha was the reincarnation, right? So we're going to assume that that cycle for Christopher, until proven wrong, follows immediately by Jade's,
Yeah.
right? Like I think there's nothing in between them, but between, for instance, Christopher and the man in the suit, there's maybe a couple. There could be a few, right? Because like Christopher's in jeans, the man in the suit, it's an old suit. Like I think we're talking like you go like 2000s to like the 70s kind of thing. But then the man in the suit to the guy that's in the fucking ragtag costume, right? That could be fucking hundreds in between them. And the same with him to the Civil War stuff. There could be hundreds. And then there could be fucking even more between him and the original person
Yeah,
as
aye.
well. Like the original incarnation. We don't actually, I don't think we've seen the original incarnation because I'm pretty sure it was like way further back when it happens. So
Yeah,
the
it
Civil War
was-
thing's too soon in the timeline,
I think it
basically.
was like the 1600 they said.
Aye,
or
it's like
something.
16th century or some
Yeah.
shit like that. So like it happens fucking like on the discovering of America rather
Yeah.
than like, oh, we're going independent kind of like mode. So I think like we know that maybe there's still a cycle where we see the original. I did say though during the episode I don't think we'll see the original because I don't think we see the reincarnations
Oh, of like the actual. 'cause of-
until the realm was created and actually
The
starts with the
yeah.
immortality shit sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I think you can't see the original. There might be a scenario where you could see a flashback far enough back where you could potentially see them to some photo
Like a
degree, like
shade, yeah,
as a
like a-
drawing or something like
aye,
that of
like
them.
blanked out.
But I don't think you're going to see the specific person. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to Ankui the fuck out of that one
Yeah.
enough because I don't think that reincarnation cycle starts until
Yeah.
then.
It wasn't saved.
Yeah. So then they go into Colony House
Yeah.
because the wee kid shows them down to the fucking basement, and then they find a door.
Yeah.
Fair enough, it's behind some shit. I still fucking hate this a little bit because I don't know how the fuck we haven't acknowledged that there was a door there. Because he asked Boyd, "Do you see this?" Boyd says yes, and I think that's the thing that fucked me off.
It would be
Oh my
fucking
god! No,
hilarious.
no, no,
Yeah.
no,
If
no,
he gets there.
no, and there's no door
Yeah.
because he. Oh shit! We can't say it. No, fuck
Yeah.
it. Right, I was still annoyed in the moment, but he opens the door and there's a big long fucking corridor.
Yeah.
And then he's walking for a bit as such, and then he takes one of the lanterns off the wall, and now he's in the cave system.
Yeah.
And while he's in said cave system, Boyd's like, "Here, I'm fucking drag you out of this shit.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I'm
like
like
Capricorn,
Capricorn motherfucker,"
Which is a safe word
which is
too.
the safe word to like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Which also like it will tie into something in a second, right? Genuinely, right? So he then kind of like goes a bit further in, right? And then Boyd goes one way and he sees the boy going a different way, basically, so he follows the boy and not Boyd. And then it leads him to the original sacrifice chamber,
Yeah.
right? Which we've seen the 7 around it and the 1 in the centre for 8,
Yeah.
right? Which I think is a different number we've seen before, because I'm pretty sure it's 7. But there was
Right.
definitely, I'm pretty sure there was definitely 8, because there was a centre one. But that could be something like different to the sacrifices. And then the fucking monsters all show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Should I listen to boy? Like, you fucked it. Like,
You're an Adam
yeah,
now.
like, you fucked this." And then they just, like, fucking
Grab
him,
him. Fucking
and
yank
then
him to the
put
ground.
him into the fucking pit that's where that centre one is.
Yeah.
And then they fucking start pushing him
the-
still down as he's trying to fucking fight his way out, right? Which is, I thought was quite funny, to be fair.
Yeah.
They shut the thing, and as they're shutting the
push the
thing
rock
fully,
on
they're
top.
putting the rock on top of it, so it's like a fucking sarcophagus level
Yeah.
shit. And as he looks down, there's a creepy one of the wee child that just goes "Ankui,"
Yeah.
and then he
How
just
you
and then
doing?
he just goes "Ankui," fucking screams his tits off, and then he gets fucking grabbed as he's in the fucking police station
Because he never
because
left.
he never left.
And that's where it's like, one, the fucking like door not actually being there.
The door's not going
Two.
to be there. Yep.
Fucking Capricorn did fuck all.
No. Capricorn did do fuck all. He's tripping out, right? And he's probably tripping out big time. Boyd, outside of it, tells him Capricorn. Which is why Boyd in the fucking thing says Capricorn. That was his that was the fucking potential
That's-
escape.
Boyd was in the other room.
No.
He came in, he's like, you were just sitting there.
You were just
and
sitting
I came in.
But
you
no,
scream.
but the thing with it, right, is Capricorn's the fucking safe word, right? As in the get out safe word. That was the you've went in too far word,
Yeah.
right? So that was his moment to get out.
As in, he said it to himself, I'm guessing.
He says it's to
Okay.
himself,
Aye,
right? But
I
it's
thought you
Boyd.
meant,
Boyd is the one that
It's-
tells him
he's
it,
the
right?
one that voices
But the
it,
point was, he's supposed at that exact moment in time, right? He says, "What's the safety word for getting the fuck out? Like, pull me out."
Yeah.
What's the safety word? Capricorn. What's the thing that he does? He hits a crossroad of go further in to information that comes with a price, or get the fuck
That's-
out now, and it said Capricorn. And he
Yeah.
still chooses to go through with finding out more information. I think that's why they said Capricorn at that exact moment. Because
Or is
that's
it
the crossroad.
opposite way? The crossroad was if he followed Boyd, he would
No,
learn more.
no,
but the
so he
way
doesn't.
out
No,
was
so he
through
doesn't.
going through
No,
the...
but the way out isn't, no, because I think he would still woke up. I think what would have happened is if he left with Boyd, you probably find they'd just go back to the station and he wakes up at that moment in time, right? The point was Boyd says, "I'll drag you out of this," right? Which is, I'll drag you out of finding more information out. Like that's the whole, like that's the fight there.
See, I see it the total opposite way.
Nah,
But
you're
it's
wrong.
like, if he goes with Boyd, he would have still learned more, but that was the bad way, because
No, but the problem
every
is,
time
right? No,
that he's
but,
not listening to the
but
kid.
here's the thing, right? No, because the thing is, right? Knowledge comes at a cost. He gains no more knowledge by following Boyd, which was the point of the safety
But
word.
we don't know that, though.
No, but we do know that, because what happens when he doesn't follow Boyd? He ends up in a fucking pit, and then wakes up.
Yeah.
But the
So-
monsters interact with him, right? Which I think I still think that there's some mad level of that they interact with them and actual fucking the whole realm's fucked, right?
See,
And I
I've
think
just
it
got
still
it.
happens.
Nah.
No, I think his safety,
Every
net,
time he didn't follow the boy's instruction, like his younger self, it got worse. And at the very end, he followed what the boy said.
and it got worse.
No, he got out.
No, but not. He didn't. Did he technically get out?
I mean,
He got put in a bait. He get put. No, but the thing is, right. No, but the thing is, right.
because like,
The boy tells him. The boy tells him not.
fucking-
The boy tells him not to drink the blood.
yeah,
Right.
who tells him to drink the blood?
Boy.
Boy,
Right. But
straight up,
right.
it
But
caused
here's the thing, right.
issues.
But here's the thing, right. The boy though, right, probably would still have showed him everything he needs to see, right? You just wouldn't have got it all done in one condensed bundle. It's the equivalent of watching the full season,
He
right?
was
Or watching
quiet
the
up
end.
until that point. Remember though,
Who?
the younger self, when the fucking guy's going and kid's silent until the very last second, and he goes, "Don't." Only
Nah,
then.
see, I
So
just think.
if you follow the actions of the boy, is who he was meant to follow. So he was meant to not drink it, but he drank it. Then they got to Colin House, seeing all the people. Then the boy took them down to the basement, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Over here, this is where the door is." So they took it. They took all the stuff down.
But why
they
would the
went
boy?
in.
But why would the boy say don't do it and then show him all the bad shit?
Because he doesn't get to choose.
But I
He can
think,
only now direct them. Like,
But I think no. But what
in a
I think
certain
it
way.
is I think the boy probably the difference is right is I think what it is when he drinks the blood, right. Again, now that we can say this properly, I think it's my blood is your blood shit, right?
I don't-
Which is basically when he drinks the blood, he's drinking the blood of all his past selves, right? Which means he just auto insta locks the subscription service to the back of his mind. Whereas if he didn't drink the blood, right, I think he could have got. I think he would have still got to that same point, right?
Yeah.
But I think he would have got to that point via multiple channels talking to the boy to get to there because he could then be more selective in what he finds out. Whereas what he's done is
Yeah.
he's done the fucking subscription service fast track on the fucking blood web
Yeah, he just paid
and
for it all at
skipped.
once.
Aye, he's like said, listen, I want to be a level 20 character, paid it.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's what he's done though. So what the boy's saying is, I could have showed you all the stuff to help you get through that process to get to the end point in a
Without the
nice,
trauma.
in a nice pattern, basically, right? Whereas because he drinks the blood and he gets the fucking subscription unlock, right? I think he goes, well, I'm going to show you that path, but
Yeah.
now we're just about to jump straight to it.
So we're on the same point.
We're on
but
the same
it's,
point,
It's at
but-
the end point
but
we don't
aye,
agree. Where
yeah.
I think that the Capricorn, even though it was the monsters that put him in there,
I think
that was his
I think the
the way
Capricorn,
for
for
him to get out
instance,
of it.
I think the Capricorn more than likely could have been like the actual entity of the realm, trying to hide, like try to stop him from getting information because he's got so far.
So you're thinking
such.
you think that side. I'm thinking the opposite. Where it's
Yeah.
like that was to get him out because if he followed Boyd, it would have left like it would have went more deep in to the point where it was like
See, I
maybe he
don't-
can't come back out.
Aye, but I think it's leave with Boyd so you come out with less information. But by following the child to get to the end point of what the child's going to show you, because the child's going to show you all the information, right?
I mean, the other
He just says you're not going to have a happy time about it, which he was right because he did just get put in a pit
Yeah.
with a small child that says Ankui, and rightfully so, shits himself.
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's what it is. Like, I think it's that scenario of like, there's so like I think the Capricorn thing was this is the entity saying like, that's as much information as I want you to have. So that was your chance to leave, but he chooses not to and follows the boy.
See, I don't think they
And that's why the monsters are what grabs him basically, because I think what they did, ironically, right, I think what they actually did is they stonewalled him to knowing more information. I think the
But I
entity
don't think that was actually the mon. It's not that at that moment that wasn't actually the monsters. It was just his imagination to like give a presence to what's getting him out basically. Because the thing is, he was pushing back, and I've said this already. That's twice it's happened now. Somebody's been able to fight back with the monsters. Every other time from the start to finish, there've always been these stone walls. You tap them, they don't move. But that's twice now. They've had to fight.
But think about this again, right? It's both times where they've had to fight has been both times where they're not in the current presence of
Yeah.
like
Of like
they're what like
not in the,
Julie was in the fucking the past, right?
Yeah.
Which I think they're able to maybe see her, but when she's story walking, that she's in a different fucking plane.
yeah.
And the same with him, he's in a hallucination plane.
Puts them on the same
So,
level.
Aye, basically, it's the equivalent of like they've only got the superpowers and the monster shit, when they're in the realm.
Yeah.
But when they're in these sort of points of time, they're not actually in the realm. They're not in the current realm, basically.
Yeah.
But
It's
it was mental.
It
But
was
then
just a
Boyd,
good-
obviously, as you said, wakes him up and says, "You never left the building," kind of thing. Which is where I was like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah.
Which is why I was going to say, I bet if they go back to Colony House, right, that door's not there now.
Yeah.
Which annoys the fuck at me. But if we go back there next week and the door is there, I'm going to be more angry.
One or two things would be fucking hilarious. Either the door's not there, and he goes fuck it and smashes it down, and there is a cave.
What if there's just a big rock and he finds the fucking body of the fucking guy under
And
the rock?
whoever- Yeah.
Because he also found the fucking not door.
Yeah. The not door.
Ah, you bastard. So much.
Yeah.
So basically, for me, this episode, I would say out of the... I can't remember what we're rating this out of. Was it 5 Fromvilles?
Fuck knows.
I can't remember. I think it was out of 5.
We'll just put it up the top.
aye. I'm only going to give it 2, right? I actually think if I didn't have the trailer spoil it, it was probably the best episode so far.
Yeah, I'm.
But I just honestly, after seeing the trailer, it just ruined the full fucking episode for me completely. Because I knew, like, the moment the episode
You knew the
started,
spoiler. Big
the moment
bits
the
that-
episode started, I literally goes, I know what's coming out of the fucking lake. And then the moment we got to the house part where they're in the fucking cabin, I knew that wall was getting caved in.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, I just know it's
Too
going
late
to happen, but I don't know when. And that was for me. So I think for me, going forward, I'm definitely not going to watch the trailers or try and not. I'm going to try and avoid them. To be fair, like
Yeah.
I clicked on an episode for a fucking theory, and it fucking chucked in the fucking trailers. How I got it spoiled.
Yeah.
It then also did when I was watching the football on Sky,
You're
and it
like,
fucking
no.
popped up, and I had to leave the room. It's like, so I'm
See.
going to avoid the trailers because I actually think genuinely they ruin the episodes.
I don't think it was a perfect episode. I'm not trying to be cynical, at it, but
Fair.
I don't think it was perfect. But it's like, if I'm really just kind of flat out giving a number, it's like 4.5, where it was like, I enjoyed every minute the whole way through. I enjoyed the what do you call it, like the surprises,
Yeah.
especially the end with Jade not actually have moved the whole time.
Yeah,
It was just
that
out
was
at I was like,
that was good.
that's amazing. Even just some of the, like, I don't want to say acting, but like even just with the dad being like, I found out my wife get eaten. Like,
Aye.
yeah, I get kind of why you're
No
drinking
wonder
to
you're
fuck.
no wonder you went to the booze.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would say it was brilliant. Probably is my favourite episode so far.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
can't
so
really
as well.
see any episode actually beating it, even like a big season
Yeah,
finale.
I feel like it'll have to come up to like a season finale or
You're
some
gonna
shit.
have something really big, like, happen. And
If
I'm
the
gonna be
monsters
honest,
if the monsters fight the dolls, that could
Fucking
be up
gang
there.
war.
That could be up there. Aye, if they fight,
you
because
see
if-
that doll
aye.
whack when it goes flying.
If she turns a nightmare into like her fucking
Weapons.
positive weapons, and the dolls start fucking them up, and then if the dolls start fucking them up and then start losing, and then the golem comes out of
She
nowhere,
figures out how to make the golem into a
yeah,
fucking thing.
makes it. If she's able to like positive reinforcement the golem into a thing, and it fucking snaps Mr. Smiley in half, fair fucking play.
Fucking
You
yeah.
know, that would rival the episode, but no, it was good.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy the trailer spoiling it for me.
Yeah, that's a shame. That actually.
Aye. So like, yeah, avoiding that for next week for sure. But yeah, I think that was pretty much everything. Like, there's,
Fix this.
I don't know what else we could. I
I
think we caught everything as best we could. There's probably stuff again we've missed,
Yeah.
but again, we are going to start. We did say last week we are going to now start like taking like a moment after it, and then maybe doing something during the week and be like, oh, we fucking missed this. Or,
Yeah, because
like, an
people
updates.
will, just other like, reviewers, they're going to know what's something we want.
Yeah, and there's people like fully analysing these and not doing initial reactions as such. So like, I think there'll be moments where we discover stuff and we're like, oh shit, we need to talk about this. For instance,
Yeah.
and we'll just be like, bust at the camera and we'll just fucking go.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, I think we tap out.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And yeah, we'll see you all next week for episode 6 of To and From. See you later on, everyone.